Hello, my friend. Amner Hunter here from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you in another video. This time around, we're gonna be checking out this incredible new Clipper plugin by the company Modern Metal Producers. This is an amazing tool, and in this video, I want to show you some uses of the Clipper and, of course, go through the features of this awesome plugin with some audio tests as well. I will leave you the link in the video description in case that you want to try it out. There is a free trial fully featured available. Alright, so go ahead and check it out. Also, I will leave you timestamps in this video in case that you want to move around between the different segments of this tutorial and review. You can consider this video as a sponsored one by Modern Metal Producers. They approached me and contacted me to test this plugin out for you guys. So there is that, but all of the thoughts and opinions are completely and objectively mine. The members of this company are watching the video at the same time as you do. I like to make my own judgment about the plugins, and if I believe in the company, I am gonna make videos. Before we begin with the content, let me invite you quickly to my website, amnerhunter.com, where you can grab some freebies such as some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players. Also some free tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out this channel or my blog, which I am updating almost every day with tons of content like this. Alright, so now let's go to my DAW. So this is the main window of the Novaclip. These are the default settings. Alright, you have some menus here that we are gonna go through as well. Let's check out the general controls here. You have presets, a lot of them here for mastering drums, guitars, and also some other instruments that might need some clipping. Also, you have the meters and the input and output. You can put it as LUFS, loud units full scale, or RMS, which is like average volume. Also, very cool. This is the auto gain function that you can turn off or turn on. So, because when you apply the clipping and it starts to clip the audio, it automatically increases the loudness like a limiter. You can turn off the auto gain so that you only listen to the audio with the clipping without the loudness being increased. Okay, so also very important in modern plugins, especially plugins that have saturation, you have oversampling up to 16x to avoid aliasing and digital distortion, especially when saturating frequencies in the high end of the spectrum. You have undo and redo. You can compare a couple of settings with this AB functionality, and the user interface size can be set here from 75% or 100% or all the way up to 150. All right, let's check out here the main knob here in the center. Is the clip, right? This will apply clipping to the audio. Let's check it out. And super cool, the visuals where you see the waveforms right in real time, and it also has zero latency, so it can be used live without any latency. So let's check it out. Right, as you can hear, the loudness is being increased, so I'm gonna apply auto gain so that it won't increase the loudness and just hear what the clipping is actually doing. And you start to see the peaks being clipped here in the upper part of this meter. Alright, and if you want to hear only the clipping effect, click here on Delta. Okay, that's the effect of the clipping isolated. It comes with a very cool algorithm of saturation and coloration with this THD harmonics. All right, so let's apply some of it. more control, more coloration. Also, the saturation will round up a bit the transients. Alright, if you have a very spiky drum sound, snare or toms, this will help you to retain the dynamics, to round it a bit. You double click in any parameter or knob and it resets by default. Alright, also you have the shape here. It's the knee of the clipper. Let's check it out. It can be seen as a soft and hard clipping shape. Of course, you have the mix control, which is super cool as well. You can clip the hell out of the sound and still use like 50% of that clipped signal. By default, it's at 100%. You have here the ceiling, which will set the audio so that it won't pass through the value that we set here, like in a limiter. This is to avoid also the digital distortion when audio exceeds 0 decibels in the digital world. Also, we have the crossover control, which will leave out bass frequencies. You are only clipping there the higher frequencies and mid frequencies. Below this value that we set here, it's not gonna be clipped with this plugin. 500 Hertz in this case. If you have it off here, the full spectrum of frequencies will be clipped. The maximum value here is 700 Hertz. Now let's take a look at some examples on how I would use clippers in my music productions. You can really apply clipping in every instrument. I think a lot of instruments in a mix would benefit from using clippers. For instance, we have these drums here, and these drums already have been like compressed, but sometimes some peaks go through the compressors. That's where we can use clippers in a very nice and simple way to control the peaks. One thing about the clippers is that if you use them well, if you use them carefully, you are not gonna destroy the dynamics of a very dynamic instrument like the drums, for instance. All of the impact will remain, but if you have a very dynamic drum sound, for instance, it can also cause the compressors along the way to react because of those spikes in the signal, right? Because the compressor is not controlling enough the drums. So for instance, these drums are compressed, like I said. But we can see some peaks that might cause the compressors, for instance, the mix bus compressor or something, to react more, and it can also take away headroom from your mix. So let's do that very quickly here. Engage auto gain. So that snare hit, right? That was very high, is now being controlled. Let's check out the meter here, okay? Right, so it says minus 0.8. Let's check it out with the clipper off. We have some digital clipping here, right? It's going to the reds, and it's just because that snare is a bit out of control. So with this, we can control the snare without losing the impact, without losing perceived volume. We're gonna have the signal very controlled here. It's not gonna cause the audio to go to the reds, for instance. Okay, because the clipper is not letting any audio to pass through this threshold. We can save even more headroom by applying more clipping. Let's check out the peak here. Minus 2.8. Now we have 2 more decibels of headroom that we saved. We have the same impact. We also have the same perceived volume, so we just clipped the peaks. That's pretty much what we did. We can go further, but you are gonna go into the territory of destroying the dynamics, which is something that we don't want. Now let's check it out on this bass guitar. Also, this bass was already compressed, so the clipper is the last plugin in the chain as well in the drums. Alright, so for instance, we have the bass guitar here. We can see some peaks still go through the compressor, and with the clipping we are gonna control those peaks. We are not gonna lose any perceived volume. Also, we're not gonna lose the impact of the bass. In fact, if we have the bass more controlled with the clipper, the bass will sound more consistent and every note will have strength and power. So auto gain on. Actually, when I engage or disengage the clipper, we don't hear any difference, and that's a good thing. That's because there's no really like audible difference when you apply clipper in a conservative way just to control the huge peaks and spikes in the audio, right? But one thing that we're doing is that we are saving headroom without any damage to our mixes. Let's use this clipper in this snare. Remember that the snare was causing some problems before with the overall drum kit. So let's analyze the meter here. Right, some peaks are out of control even though these drums are compressed. That's why I use clippers to control that. You still have the impact and the punch of the drums if you use it carefully, not to destroy all of the peaks, but just to control the higher peaks. Also, we can use clippers on vocals. Let's check out these vocals.
I would never want to complicate your life. It's the reassurance of why will be alright.
These vocals are already compressed, but we can still clip just those spikes.
I would never want to complicate your life.
We're not gonna have some unexpected spikes in the vocal volume. Let's check out the last example here on guitars as well. Heavy guitars, especially when there are palm mutings in the guitar in the lower strings, you have some low end that it's resonating, and that might cause also some increases and spikes. So with the clipper we can control that, only the palm mutings, because we have distortion, and distortion is already compressing the guitar sound. It's gonna be very, very consistent, but there are some cases where you palm mute the guitar, especially in the low E string, or if you have lower tunings, the more reason to use it. Let me show you an example here. Right, pretty compressed, consistent. Right, those chugs are getting a bit out of control. Let's use the clipper to control them. Also, we can use some additional saturation. In that way, this low-end build-up will not interfere with other instruments or something, and everything will be very much in control. Please let me know what you think of this awesome plugin by Modern Metal producers. Let me know what you think of the sounds, the features, and also if you do, how you use clippers in your productions. Let me know. I'm gonna be very interested to know your opinions. Before we leave, let me invite you one last time to my website, amnonhunter.com, where you can grab some freebies such as some free PDF guides and ebooks, also some free tools such as some guitar impulses, some drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to be checking out this channel or my blog, which I am updating almost every day with content like this. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your attention and support. I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye bye and take care.